for PlayStation 3. It's the sequel to one of the highest rated and best loved games this generation. With a live demo, here's executive producer Steve Papoutsis.
When we last left engineer Isaac Clarke, he was in deep space. Isaac was in the heat of battle on a huge space station called the Sprawl. After fighting his way through hordes of necromorphs, Isaac finds himself face to face with a horrific boss. Let's see what happens. So that's Dead Space 2 by an awesome team at Visceral Games in Redwood Shores. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Steve. And today, I'm very proud to announce the Dead Space 2 limited edition pack for PlayStation 3. You get Dead Space 2 plus Dead Space Extraction now with PlayStation Move support. It's a great pack exclusive for the PlayStation 3. So those are just two of the EA titles you'll see on PlayStation 3 this year. We're also working with Crytek to build the 3D version of Crysis 2, Tiger Woods PGA Tour with PlayStation Move support, and the entire portfolio of EA blockbusters like Madden, FIFA, NHL, Need for Speed. They all come alive on the PlayStation 3. The Sony EA partnership has never been stronger. We love the momentum we're seeing and the newly energized community of PS3 gamers. We're looking forward to another great year and another great chapter in the Sony EA partnerships. Thank you and have a great show.
What you just saw is one more leap in the entertainment experience, moving us closer to a more immersive, more realistic gaming environment. That's good news for every single person in this room. Our industry is often caught talking in terms of life cycles, but things have changed. It's no longer simply a question of how long you can be relevant in people's lives, but in how many ways you can be relevant in people's lives. This year not only represents the 15th anniversary of PlayStation, but we're also celebrating the 10th anniversary of the PlayStation 2. This is an incredible testament to both the technology and the software, but also the consumer support over the last decade. And we're not slowing down. According to Nielsen, PlayStation 2 is the second most played console last year, and we sold 7.3 million units globally. PlayStation 2 continues to provide value to publishers, retailers, and consumers, and we expect another strong year in North America with continued growth and expansion in Latin America. At PlayStation, our innovation has always been focused on creating entirely new experiences. With the PlayStation 3, we're reaching out to non-gamers, but we're also honoring the core gamers by championing their other forms of entertainment, all under one roof and with one investment. Since last year, we've had a huge influx of consumers going out and buying the PS3, and they're also connecting it. And they're not just connecting it for the great head-to-head gaming experiences, but also for the more than 3,400 movies and 20,000 television episodes. They're connecting their PS3s to stream Netflix, browse the internet, or to stream music from any room in their house. It's not necessarily because consumers are more tech-savvy. It's because they're appreciating all the ways it connects to their lives, and they recognize and appreciate the added value in services. Another breakthrough that will enable brand new experiences is an innovation that we unveiled at GDC 3 months ago. A new product that won't just allow consumers to enjoy the games or be surrounded by the game, but literally to move into the game. You really have to get involved, and that is a major shift in motion gaming. The difference comes down to one word: realism. The PlayStation Move difference is the ability to precisely replicate every subtlety in that motion. How it happens in your hand is how it happens on the screen. Here to tell us a bit more about it, please welcome Peter Dilley.
Thanks, Jack. Great job. And thanks to all of you here at E3. It's very exciting to be here at E3 with so much momentum behind the PlayStation 3 platform. You know, at PlayStation, we've always been focused on innovation that drives our category forward, and PlayStation Move does it again. We often describe PlayStation 3 as another future-proof PlayStation product. And here we are, nearly 4 years into the life cycle, and PlayStation 3 is defining and introducing leading-edge technology with 3D and now with PlayStation Move. The entertainment solution that only does everything now does even more. Of course, PlayStation Move will offer great casual and family games, but PlayStation Move also introduces new level of precision that allows us to create new gaming experiences that won't just appeal to casual fans, but will appeal to core gamers as well. Really, for the first time in motion gaming, core gamers will have something they'll find both challenging and rewarding. So how does PlayStation Move work, and what makes it special? It's really the combination of the PlayStation Eye camera and the Move controller that gives you unrivaled one-to-one tracking. And it's this fidelity and precision that changes everything. The Move controller has 3 sensors built in that provide motion and pointing data directly to the cell processor on board the PS3. And in addition, the light emitted from the Move controller is tracked by the PlayStation Eye camera in real time to give the exact location of the controller in 3D space. Now, this unrivaled precision in motion gaming makes the gaming experience better for anybody, whether you're a casual gamer or a hardcore gamer. The industry's best development studios have raved that the data they get back from the controller is exactly what they're looking for, and it frees their teams up to focus on the fun aspects of the game without worrying about some of the limitations they might find on other hardware systems. So what does the development really think about this technology? Let's take a look.
What we're working on is really the next generation of user interface.
No matter how intense the game experience is on a controller or even a mouse and keyboard, the fact that this is suddenly requiring your whole body to move. Now granted, it's your hand, but it can track how high I go, how low I go. So I crouch, it goes down with me. Everything I do matters to this thing.
PS3 motion controller, I would say, is head and shoulders over anything else that's out there for console in terms of versatility.
We can actually detect total one-to-one precision, and then we can detect all your movements.
This is, one-to-one. It's doing exactly what I want.
Not just like this, but this way too. Because real boxers don't hit like this.
When you have this physical interface device that for the first time can start to pull the game out of the TV and into the living room is the first foray into what I really consider next generation gaming.
Getting lost in the character is definitely what the soul of this device is about.
Plus, PlayStation Move's not only crazy precise, it's also got what we in the future call buttons, which turn out to be pretty important to those handful of millions of people who enjoy playing shooters, platformers, or, well, anything that doesn't involve catching a big red ball.
By augmenting reality, by putting you inside the game, that's not the experience you've ever had before.
I think one of the interesting things about that is the diversity of games. Now we've got games for the hardcore, games that are real simulations of combat. We've got games for people that just want to dance in front of a TV, games for people who want to get fit.
We can make games that don't require a lot of explanation anymore. We can really draw people from your family who'd never played games before, or the people who maybe felt that before they were cut off from the rest, from the gaming community, can suddenly join in because the interactions are very, very intuitive.
PlayStation. Great stuff there. I'd like to thank all of our development partners, but in addition to those key developers, you also saw my good friend and colleague Kevin Butler point out something else kind of important. The PlayStation Move has buttons, which are critical to precision. Now, buttons allow you to have more control over the game and quite simply, again, get the most out of your gaming experience, whether you're a core gamer or a casual gamer. And we're really not trying to stir the pot here, but we think it's an important distinction and a unique advantage to our technology. Now, we know motion gaming is fun. And when you combine motion control with a new level of precision and then see it presented in high definition or maybe even in 3D, you'll start to appreciate that precision even more. But there are other advantages that the PlayStation 3 provides to developers beyond high definition that help out our motion control entry. As you'll see with games from SOCOM 4 to NBA 2K11, with the capacity of Blu-ray, we can put both the traditional game and the PlayStation Move version on the same Blu-ray disc. This provides tremendous value to the consumer. It's really like getting two games in one, and it offers a very compelling model to our publishing partners that helps them minimize their risk. And this has not been lost on them. Since our unveiling at GDC, we have nearly 40 developers and publishing partners working on PlayStation Move products, many of which you'll be able to play at our booth here this week at E3. And at GDC just a few months ago, we showed a variety of games, from Little Big Planet, The Fight Lights Out, and iPad. Now, you can imagine how great these games look today after a few additional months of polish. But we're not here today to show you the same games over again, although we do hope that you'll check them out in our booth. They look fantastic. We have so much great content that I'd like to show you some new games today, revealed for the first time anywhere. So, to get us started, I'd like to invite to the stage Kristen Busick, the creative director from the workshop. Kristen.
Thanks, Peter. Sorcery is a third-person action-adventure game designed specifically for the PlayStation Move. You play the role of a young sorcerer's apprentice who must brave the nightmarish fairy kingdoms in order to stop a growing evil from engulfing the land in darkness. When we first began to design Sorcery, we were really excited about the new possibilities that were capable with this motion device. Most notably, the grail of development, total sense of immersion, right? So in the demo I'm about to show you here, you're going to see the kind of fidelity of my actions on screen that isn't possible with any other kind of motion controller. So enough talking, let's play some Sorcery.
Not knowing what lay beyond, the young apprentice stepped bravely through a 1,000-year-old gateway into the fairy realm in vain hope of stopping the Nightmare Queen from covering the land.